Hi everybody, it's Natalie here. Welcome to my channel. I'm out in the garden. This is a Wednesday afternoon and I'm getting a late start. I wanted to start earlier today, but I had so much to do. I had to put it off until later. But I wanted to share with you something that I started doing yesterday with my potato plants. These potato plants here, the gold Idaho potatoes, and I have 2 containers of red potatoes. Something that I learned, it's actually something I've been doing for a while, but I just didn't know there was a term for it. It's called healing up. Healing up. Hilling. Healing. It's when you add more soil to the container, to the plants. You just add additional soil, or you can also heal up using straw. But I actually prefer to use soil. Adding more micronutrients, and it also gives the plant more room to grow. Especially with the potato plants, it's giving it more room to grow more potatoes because you're starting with this original soil that you planted the seed potatoes in initially. So this is back in October for me. Months later, now I have growth, even though I lost the foliage at least 3 times because of frost. It's growing back. As you can see, it's growing pretty healthy. I mean, I'm very impressed. Look how nice. Okay. So what I did yesterday is I removed the straw. I had tried to record it so you can see what I was actually doing. I removed the straw and I healed up by actually adding more soil. Just basically container soil, because my container soil is enriched with compost manure and also peat moss, and then a really good potting soil, a well-balanced potting soil. So I just basically added more soil to the plants. It's not gonna, you're not gonna really see it. Well, maybe you can. There you go. But I actually moved the straw, and then I put the straw back afterwards. Okay, that the straw is on there to help retain the moisture. So I'm gonna do the same thing on those onions over there. And I actually started. I removed the straw already. Let me see if you can get a good look. I've removed the straw. And another thing I'm doing is I'm actually adding garden tone. So what you see on top of those, that onion plant over there, those onion plants, those are yellow onions. I actually added some garden tone. Just like they have tomato tone, they have garden tone. Okay? And so I wanted to fertilize. It hasn't been fertilized in a while. So I added some garden tone, and then I'm going to heal up just like I did with the potato plants. And I'm going to actually add some more soil, and then I'll give it a good watering because it hadn't rained. I thought I was gonna get some rain and I didn't have to water the plants, but I think they need it because my celery is looking sad over there. This celery needs lots of moisture to the soil, so I need to get over there and give it some attention. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm not wearing gloves, so I really shouldn't touch this, especially with the manure in here. So basically, you just add more soil. See if I can do it with one hand and not block the camera. I'm going to get me a tripod eventually and start using my other camera instead of using like iPad and phone and everything. So basically, this is what I'm doing. And this is something, what I mentioned before, is it's something I was already doing. This is just something I do with my regular maintenance. I always add some fresh soil because sometimes it just looks, the soil that's on there, the existing soil looks kind of compact, and I just feel like it needs fresh soil added. With all the rain and watering and all of that, it kind of gets compact and it begins to look distressed. So I always added extra soil. But I didn't know there was a term called healing up, but hey, now that I do, it's great. It just proves that I was already doing something good for my plants. And so I added some more soil. You see how it looks? It actually looks fresh. They look happy now. There. Okay. And after I give it a good watering, then I will put the straw back on there and cover it. Also, with the garden tone, let me show you the garden tone. I have tomato tone for my tomatoes, and I will use that on my tomatoes. There's a system that I'm using on that, and I'll share that with you. But this is garden tone. It's also by Espoma. Okay. And as you can see, you can use it on tomatoes, but you can also use it on peas, carrots, corn, sweet peppers, and onions. Okay. So I'm going to use this large bag that I got, and I'm going to use it on all the other vegetables. And I'm just going to save the tomato tone specifically for my tomato plants. So what I did over here in this raised bed where that poor little celery is suffering, I added some garden tone to the soil. And I'm going to mix it in by hand. I'll just go in and mix it into the soil. And here's my other raised bed that I hadn't put any vegetables in yet, but I have a feeling I'm going to put my bell peppers here, maybe my okra plants. But I'm going to add my shadow's in the way. Sorry. I'm going to add my my peas, my English peas, or Little Marvel peas. I think it'll go well with the celery. I hope so. I hope they're good raised bed mates. So I'm gonna put my my Little Marvels here, and in the instructions it tells you to go ahead and treat or feed the soil amended with the garden tones. So I'm doing that now, and then I actually have to wait to do the Little Marvels and also my bush beans. I have to wait because I learned there's something that you can add to the peas and the beans before you plant them. It's called inoculant. It's inoculant, and it's in a little powder form. You actually sprinkle it on those peas, on the beans or lentils or whatever you're planting. And it adds bacteria, but it's good bacteria. It adds bacteria to the peas and to the beans, which actually aids in once it's planted, it aids in helping that bacteria form sort of a barrier on the roots that aids with helping nitrogen go directly to those roots. So I ordered some. I couldn't find it in stores, so I ordered this inoculant. I think it's microbial inoculant. I ordered it. It hasn't arrived yet. I got it off Amazon. So I do have the peas and the beans soaking in the house, and you can actually see that it's forming a little root on there. So they're good and ready. So all I got to do is add the inoculant when it gets here, and then they're good to go into the soil. So I'm waiting for that. But the peppers, they're ready to go. And if I have some time, I'm going to go ahead and put those in now. I think we're done with the frost. My husband agrees with me. He's my weatherman. So that's why I went ahead with the tomatoes. As you can see here, I have my tomatoes planted. I planted these 2 celebrity hybrid plants. I planted those about a week ago. I've already hit it once with some tomato tone, and when the day that I planted them, I actually used bone meal, gave it a ring of bone meal. These 3 plants here are better bush plants, tomato plants. They're determinate, so are the celebrity plants. They're determinate. I just decided to go with determinate instead of using indeterminate plants. I think it's just less maintenance for me. So what I did is I planted these yesterday. I found these great totes from Lowe's. They're only like $7 a piece or $8 a piece. And the size is perfect. Drilled holes in the bottom. They have handles, so they're easy to move. And it's just less expensive than these. I love them. These barrel potting plants here, pots here. But they're expensive. They're like $15 a piece. And I already have 3 of them. I think I just want to go, since I'm planning so much, I need to be more cost effective and kind of go with different materials that I'm using. So I decided to get these. I saw these at Lowe's and I got at least 6 of them. So I put these Better Bush tomato plants in here. Use my steps with the adding the fungicide, which is copper fungicide. The copper fungicide that you treat the soil with is to lessen the effects of fungal blight. It doesn't prevent it totally, but it actually lessens the effect of fungal blight. Even if you don't have it now, have a problem with blight, you might have it in the future. So it's you're being proactive by doing preventive, taking preventive measures and adding the fungal side. And I'm going to do that fungicide. Sorry, tongue twister. I'm going to do that with the pepper plants also. So moving on. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Finish what I'm doing here. Go ahead and mix in this garden tone to these beds. And then I'm going to go ahead and get started on my pepper plants. I think they've waited long enough. They're sitting over there on my table. Look at old Josh, my buddy. He's there. He's helping. All right, y'all. I just wanted to share that with you. And I'm sorry I made such a long video, but I'm long-winded. I think you know that by now. And as always, when I sign off, I like to remind you that no matter what's going on in your life, what your circumstances are, what your situation is, whether it's good or bad, always try to find joy in the journey. Life's a journey. Hey, try to find that joy. Now have a good day.